Great. So it's pretty inspiring to be in such a historic city, having these future-facing conversations with all of you. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Which customers are driving the future, what it means for your brand, and how Pinterest can help. We're at an inflection point. There's a new generation of customers making it harder than ever for brands to break through. Put simply, Gen Z is rapidly changing the way people discover, engage, and shop. It's worth taking notice since they're poised to be the most influential generation of customers. So, what do we know about Gen Z? For starters, they're very visual. They've grown up on the internet. They've been educated in images, and they often prefer images to text. 45% of 18 to 24-year-olds use social media over traditional search engines to find ideas and inspiration. They're also highly creative. They love to collage, to mood board, to design. They see their lives as a blank canvas and enjoy finding different ways to express themselves. When you ask Gen Z, they'll tell you that the key benefit of this creativity is reducing stress. Which brings me to my third and most urgent point. They're prioritizing their mental health and well-being. We are witnessing a global youth mental health crisis. With reports of burnout and anxiety on the rise, the majority of Gen Z says that a platform where they feel safe to express themselves is more important than ever. So it's for these three reasons that Pinterest has gained serious traction with Gen Z. Even my kids and my Gen Z niece think it's pretty cool that I work here. Our global audience is now over 500 million people, and 40% of that is Gen Z. And while we're seeing growth across the board, across demographics and geographies, our Gen Z audience is growing the fastest. And they're the most engaged. But don't just take it from me. Let's hear it from Gen Z in their own words.
I love Pinterest. I love Pinterest.
I'm a Pinterest girl.
Grab a snack, sit down, open your Pinterest, and let's get started.
You love pinning, I just can't stop.
You guys know I love getting my outfit inspo from Pinterest.
Bam! Look at this. Look at this.
Like, y'all see the vision, right?
Pinterest is the place that Gen Z comes to shop. They are finding not just the inspiration, all the style ideas that they love, but they're finding the products that they love too.
I've never seen a bad comment on Pinterest.
Pinterest is a positive place. It's an inclusive place, which is so rare to see now on social media.
It just feels really good.
There's not just one plus-size person. There's different body types.
The moment I put the body type, you see people that look like you.
Knowing some of these things are also shoppable on Pinterest, I can explore any fashion trend I want. Who's going to tell me not to?
I love Pinterest.
Pinterest inspires me more to become the person that I want to be.
Giddy up.
So Gen Z is drawn to Pinterest because it brings together everything they're looking for all in one place. It's a highly visual platform where people have the opportunity to express themselves creatively and where they feel safe doing so, because we've deliberately designed it that way. We consciously tune our platform for positivity to prioritize emotional well-being rather than engagement via enragement. And because of these positive choices, people come to Pinterest to find inspiration to create lives they love. As they search and discover on our platform, they're introduced to new products and brands, and then they save and organize those to boards. And while I may be just outside the Gen Z demo, just missed it by a couple months, I'm also a really big pinner. So let me share with you an example from my own life to give you a feel for how this works. My wife and I have always wanted a space in our home that feels like a library. So we decided to redesign our home office with that vibe. And we didn't start on a search engine. We came straight to Pinterest. We explored wall colors until we found a few that we loved. We considered and compared and saved things for later. We shared ideas back and forth. And once we felt good about those ideas, we brought them all together using collages, a unique AI-powered feature that allows you to cut objects out of any pin on Pinterest and bring them all together into one place. Turns out a little library nook works great in our house. Since introducing collages last year, we've seen this product gain traction with Pinterest users who save collages at about 3x the rate of a traditional pin. This is especially true for Gen Z, who's using collages as a way to have fun, wind down, express themselves creatively, and, critically, as a tool to shop. Gen Z pinners are saving more ideas per user than any other generation on Pinterest. And these conscious actions, saving pins to boards, are strong signals of intent. As people discover, save, and organize ideas, they're getting closer and closer to taking action. And that's great news for marketers, because your customers are on Pinterest, ready to buy, but not yet decided on exactly what it is they want. 96% of top Pinterest searches are unbranded, which means we're a great place for your brand to get discovered by customers who are open-minded and future-focused. And as people discover, save, and organize ideas, these signals are a strong differentiator for our platform. And now we're making it easier than ever for you to harness them. With our improved suite of performance products, brands can now reach customers with high-impact ad formats and direct links that shorten the path to purchase. As a result of these investments, we've more than doubled outbound clicks to advertiser websites year over year, and we're just getting started. Today, I'm so excited to introduce you to the Pinterest Performance Plus suite, rolling out globally in the coming weeks. Performance Plus makes advertising on Pinterest smarter, more efficient, and more powerful, while giving you the control to choose how that happens. Flip the toggle on for faster campaign setup. Half your required inputs will disappear, and Performance Plus will select the best automation and AI features to drive lower funnel performance by optimizing targeting, managing budgets, and deciding how much to bid. Most advertisers who've used Performance Plus have seen at least a 10% improvement in their CPA versus their traditional campaign setup. That said, Performance Plus lets you call the shots. You can bundle Performance Plus features to free up time to focus on other tasks, or pick and choose the combination of Performance Plus products that meets your particular needs for your particular campaign. And soon, creating the visuals for those campaigns will be easier too with Performance Plus Creative. Performance Plus Creative can help you launch more engaging ads on Pinterest at scale by transforming plain product images into eye-catching ads with the power of generative AI. So you can instantly swap a white wall for a stylized backdrop, no photo shoot required. And once you're ready to launch that ad, Pinterest will optimize for showing it to the right person at the right time to drive action. In addition to delivering on performance, we know we have to be able to prove those results to you too. And we're committed to delivering outcomes that you can see in your own measurement source of truth. That's where Pinterest Conversions API, or CAPI, comes in. CAPI is a seamless way to send data to Pinterest through a server-to-server connection, which is both tagless and cookieless. It's a critical part of our efforts to drive great results for you in a privacy-centric way. In tandem with our now 50 third-party measurement partnerships, CAPI will not only help you get a better look at channel performance, it'll also help you to navigate the changing ads landscape. So, I hope you leave today understanding why Pinterest has serious momentum. Our platform uniquely meets the needs of Gen Z because it's visual, ripe for creating, and a place where they feel safe doing so. It's a new era at Pinterest, and we're perfectly positioned to help marketers and advertisers like you succeed across the full funnel. Now, I'd like to welcome one such partner to the stage, AIDA, to tell you about their experience on Pinterest. So please, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Alexander Avig, SVP at AIDA Cruises, one of our most successful partners in the travel vertical, to talk about building a love brand, their unique approach to Pinterest, and what they have coming up this season. So please join me in welcoming Alex. Thank you. Oh, I have this one. All right. I'll give you that.
This is a huge stage.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Great to be here, Matt.
Okay.
Is my mic on?
Is his mic on? Can you guys hear Alex?
Can you hear me? Yes, now it's better? Okay, it's great to be here. Hello.
Okay, great. They've heard enough of me, so let's make sure your mic is on. Okay, so I'll be honest, when I hear cruise content, I'm not immediately thinking about Gen Z. So tell me, how relevant is the younger generation for you and AIDA?
So AIDA was founded 28 years ago, and right from the beginning we had a totally clear approach that we want to revolutionize cruise. And I guess our idea was to get rid, and all the Germans in the audience know exactly what I'm talking about, of this typical Traumschiff approach. We want to get rid of these boring captain's dinners. We want to get rid of blue suits with golden buttons and try really to find a product which fits to the new generations. And nowadays, we have all the generations on board. So within our 1.5 million guests we have a year, we have generation X, Y, Z, A, B, C. So we have families, we have couples, younger and older ones. We have groups of people there. So for us, it's much more important about the mindset of the people, how they want to travel, how they want to spend their holidays. It's not so about generations, but we have them.
So I'm an American. I recently relocated to Europe, and I'll say I was familiar with AIDA, the opera, which made me feel cultured, but not with AIDA, the cruise company. So what stood out to me immediately as I did my research was the big smile and the bright eyes on the ship. So can you share the story behind that and how it reflects the brand?
Yeah, happy to share this because you have not to worry, Matt, because you're not German. And we conducted research just recently and asked the people what comes on their mind when they think about AIDA. And 80% of the audience said we are thinking on AIDA, the cruise line, and just 10% on the opera, whatever that means for the German school system in this point. And the second aspect was that from our founding, we were strongly focused on the German-speaking market because it's the second biggest cruise market in the world. And nowadays we have 50% market share, so that might be a good idea to focus this. And we were also very strongly focused from the beginning on marketing. And one marketing idea we had in the beginning, because we had not a lot of money, we put this Kussmund, the smiling lips, on our vessels because vessels in the past were just white. And so this was just a marketing story. And this all leads in the last years that we become a real love brand. And I'm very careful with this expression, becoming a love brand. But now we stand for fun, for pleasure, for a good time, and for a real life experience.
So speaking from experience, it's fun and rewarding to work for a brand that's really centered on positivity. And so as you look back on your time at AIDA and you think about the world we're living in today, so what changes have you seen within the industry and how do social platforms help you keep up with evolving customer needs?
Yes, so the tourism industry in general is a very fragile industry. So as you mentioned, we are strongly dependent on changes and trends. The good thing with us is that we have movable assets, so we can easily adapt on trends. And one trend we see since a while, which is a very, very important trend, and I guess it's strongly related to Corona times, that people nowadays are really looking for real positive moments. And there comes social media into the game, because social media is exactly the platform where the people can share their positive moments and they can get inspirations for new positive moments. And therefore, Pinterest becomes for us in a certain way extremely important because it's such a positive platform with such a positive environment that the people really like to share there and to get their inspirations there.
So can you share a bit more about that? When you think about the environment of Pinterest, what makes it a fit for AIDA, and how do you feel like we're different from other platforms that you work with?
Yeah, I guess we all know that positivity is very rare nowadays on social media. And being responsible for a brand, of course, our job is to find a positive environment. And what we figured out with Pinterest is that in comparison to other platforms, the people are very gentle and they're very creative and they're very open and caring to share their ideas with other people. And so Pinterest becomes a normal part of our media mix because the surrounding of the platform is such a positive one.
So let's go from feelings to the facts about your performance on Pinterest and talk about some of the data. So I think you're a great example of what can happen when brands activate across the full funnel on Pinterest. You've seen a 6.5x increase in your checkout conversions. Can you tell the audience how you've managed to do that?
Yeah, the interesting aspect is that Pinterest becomes, in most of our KPIs, become our most successful social media platform. And this was interesting because it's not just true in the upper funnel, but it was also true for the conversion parts. And the numbers you can see here up there, this is not a wonder, so this is something we can see all the time, that we're getting very, very good numbers through the funnel. So we're using Pinterest nowadays through the whole funnel. The aspect what we learned after a while is that for Pinterest we have to create our own assets. It's not the way that we're using just campaigns and put them on Pinterest. We have really to think about what is working on which stage of the funnel. And when it works fine, then we are creating these kind of different assets for this. And therefore, we have really to look carefully and to listen carefully also to the Pinterest team and the collaboration with the Pinterest teams, that they told us which kinds of trends are coming around and when is the right seasonality to come up with the different assets we have.
Yeah, so trends and seasonality are a big deal on Pinterest. We like to say that pinners are planners, so people are planning already for the holidays, et cetera. I'm curious, when you think about trends and seasonality, how do you embed those into your Pinterest strategy?
So, first of all, a little tip from my side. I just can recommend to use Pinterest Insights. I guess it's for free. It's very easy accessible because I can use it, so it must be very easy to access. And the good thing is that we really can see trends coming up before they are in the broader market. So there's one example up there with Greece. Greece becomes the new hype destination in travel this summer. But we already see that Greece might be an interesting destination last year. And of course, we then put ideas and money on to set up Greece campaigns. And this was tremendously successful because we were really early before a trend was coming up. And that's also true for other things like the rest stop trend. So that's then more about what you can do on a vessel, that you not always have to use all the facilities, but you can just rest. And this was something we see on Pinterest really early, and then we can adapt our campaigns on this. And we see this clearly in the numbers. This worked out pretty well.
Great. So I think we have time for one last question, which is, so I mentioned the holidays. The holidays are around the corner. Can you give us a sneak peek of what's to come for AIDA on Pinterest over the holidays?
Yeah, I guess there's one very important campaign for us, which will be launched recently in October. So we mixed up two major pillars from Pinterest, the food thing and the travel thing, and we will come up with a culinary campaign where we try to show the people on Pinterest that we have around 20 restaurants on our vessels, and that, of course, you can have a fantastic culinary experience when you go on board of one of our ships. Another interesting thing what we learned are the route maps you can see up there. This was something we had no clear strategy behind it, and we just put the routings on there, and they worked out tremendously well. And when we thought about it, it was clear that it works fine on Pinterest because that delivers exactly the kind of inspiration the people on Pinterest are looking for. And then, of course, we are in all these seasonality campaigns, Cyber Week and Christmas and stuff like this.
Well, we are at time. Alex, I want to say thank you for your insights, your time, and your partnership. Thank you also to all of you for coming to listen today. We appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Thank you.